discuss about the concept of cost. What is concept of cost? Cost is the amount of expenditure, actual or notional, incurred or attributable to a specified thing or activity. CIMA UQA definition of CIMA, that is cost. Cost is a measurement in monetary terms of the amount of resources used for the purpose of production of goods or rendering services. The defined cost accounting standards of ICWA of India. This is the cost. What is cost? Cost is a expenditure. What is cost? Cost is a expenditure. The amount of expenditure, or actual or notional, incurred or attributable to a given thing or activities. Next, cost is a measurement in monetary terms of the amount of resource used for the purpose of production of goods and rendering services. The defined cost accounting standards of ICWA of India. Cost versus expenses. Cost already explained the cost. Cost means amount of expenditure. What is expense? Expense is defined as an expired cost resulting from a product usage of an asset. Relation of cost, expense and loss. Relation of cost, expense and loss. Cost expense cost is two types: expired cost, unexpired cost. Expired cost expense include expense losses show in profit and loss account on debit side, and unexpired cost to show in balance sheet as an asset side. Next, unit cost. Cost of the first one cost, second cost unit. Cost unit is a quantitative unit of product or service in relation to which costs are ascertained. Cost unit is a quantitative unit of product or service in relation to which costs are ascertained. And cost unit is defined by CIMA as a unit of product, service or time in relation to which cost may be ascertained or expressed. Cost unit may be classified into number one, units of production. Number one, units of production. Units of production, for example, a kilogram of chemical, a ton of steel, etc. And second one, units of services. For example, a kilometer, a cinema seat, a consulting hour, that is cost units. Cost unit means a quantitative unit of product or service in relation to which cost are ascertained. Cost units are classified into cost units of production, kilogram of a chemical, a ton of a steel, etc. Units of service, a kilometer, a cinema ticket, consulting hour. This is the cost unit. Next, cost center. A cost center is defined by CIMA of UK as a location, person or item of equipment or group of these for which cost may be ascertained and used for the purpose of control. This is cost center. Cost center means location, person or equipment, a item of equipment or group of these for which cost may be ascertained and used for the purpose of control. This is the cost center. Cost center, types of cost centers. Number one, personal and impersonal cost center. What is personal cost center, impersonal cost center? A personal cost center consists of a person or group of person. A personal cost center consists of a person or group of person such as sales representatives and customer, etc. Impersonal cost center consists of a location, mission or department. The personal and impersonal cost center. Number 2, operation and process cost center. Operation and process cost center. What is operation cost center? An operation cost center consists of missions and or persons carrying out similar operations. A process cost center consists of missions and or person working on a process consisting of continuous stream of operation. This is operation and process cost centers. And the third one, production and service cost center. A production cost center is directly concerned with the production or manufacturing wherein raw material is processed into finished goods. A service cost center provides service to production center. A store department or transport department are examples of service cost centers. A mixed cost center is engaged both in production and service activity. A carpentry shop making wood and also taking up repairs is an example of mixed cost centers. This is the cost center. Types of cost center: personal and impersonal cost center, and operation and process cost center, and production and service cost centers. Next, cost objective. Cost objective may be defined as anything of which a separate measurement of cost may be desired. Anything of which a separate measurement of cost may be desired. A cost accountant may want to know the cost of a particular thing, or such a thing is called a cost object. A cost object may be a product, service, activity, department or process, etc. A cost object may be product, service, activity, department or process, etc. Example: cost objective. Example: product cost center. Cost objective: car, TV. And service: taxi service, electricity, etc. And process: melting process in a steel mill. Activity: purchasing raw materials. Department: purchase department, sales department, so etc. This is the cost objective. Next, cost techniques. Techniques of the costing methods and techniques. First, absorption costing and marginal costing, historical costing and standard costing, and uniform costing and budgetary control. This is the cost techniques. First cost technique, absorption costing. What is absorption costing? Absorption costing means total absorption costing. Total absorption costing means total cost. Total cost means both fixed cost and variable cost. Absorption costing is a technique that takes into account the total cost of running an enterprise. It is also known as total costing or full costing. It is a traditional technique and does not distinguish between various kinds of cost, particularly fixed and variable cost. It involves inventory also at total cost. It is useful in preparation of job estimates or quotations. Absorption cost means total costing and full costing method. Number 2, marginal costing. Marginal costing is a technique that distinguishes between fixed and variable cost. The marginal cost of a product is its variable cost. The fixed cost of the product are written off against total contribution earned in that period, where contribution is the excess of sales realization over marginal cost. Even the inventory is valued only at marginal or variable cost. Marginal costing technique is used to determine the impact of changes in value or change in product mix or shutdown of a production unit on current profits. This is the marginal technique of the marginal costing. And third one, historical costing. It refers to ascertainment of cost after they are actually incurred. After they are actually incurred. It has very limited use as no control can be ascertained over actual cost. Although it helps to periodic comparison, it is similar to a postmortem action akin to financial accounting. Historical cost. This next, standard costing. It is a technique that establish predetermined estimates of costs of products and services, and then compares them with the actual cost as they are incurred. It is very detailed and requires considerable development work before it can be put to use. Standard costing can be used in a variety of costing situation, but the greatest benefit is obtained in case of substantial degree of respective activity in the manufacturing process. It facilitates formulation of production and pricing policies before the actual start of production. This is the standard costing. Next, uniform costing. What is uniform costing? Uniform costing refers to the use of the same costing methods, principles and techniques by several organizations to facilitate common control and comparison of stocks. Uniform costing normally does not contain advanced or novel features, but ensures that there are similar costing foundations and reports in all organizations that may belong to the same group, industry or trade association. It is not a distinct technique in itself, but only a tool that facilitates comparison. Next one, budgetary control. Last technique of budgetary control. What is budgetary control? Budgetary control closely allied to standard costing is the technique of budgetary control. A budget is an expression of a firm's plan in financial form, and budgetary control is a technique applied to be control of total expenditure on materials, wages and overhead by comparing actual performance with planned performance. Thus, in addition to its use in planning, the budget is also used for control and coordination of business operations. These are the cost techniques. Next, methods of costing. There are mainly two methods. ఒకటి specific order costing, operation costing. First one, specific order costing, job costing, batch costing, contract costing, and cost plus costing. And operation costing means output costing, process costing, service costing, and composite costing. First of all, specific order costing. Specific order costing means the Institute of Cost and Works Accounts of India ICWA defines specific order costing as the basic costing method applicable where the work consists of separate contracts, jobs, and or batches, each of which is authorized by a special order or contract. Special order or contract. Jobs or batches, these job costing, contract costing, and batch costing come under the categories of specific order costing. First, job costing. Job costing means what is job costing? Job costing, it is that form of specific order costing where work is undertaken to customers' special requirement and each order is of comparatively short duration. The work is usually carried out within a factory or workshop and moves through process and operations as a consistently identifiable units. The cost unit is the job and costs are collected and accumulated for each job separately. A job cost card is prepared for the purpose of cost accumulation. Furniture made, repairs undertaken, printing, etc. are all examples where job costing is used. Second one is batch costing. What is a batch? This method is applicable where a quantity of identical articles is manufacturing as a batch. The procedure of batch costing are very similar to that of job costing. The batch itself would be treated as a job and the batch becomes the cost unit. On completion of the batch, the cost per unit is calculated by dividing total batch cost which number of goods units produced in the batch. Batch costing is adapted in the engineering component industry and footwear and garments industries, etc. This batch costing. Next, contract costing. Contract costing is very identical to job costing. Except that it is applied to a job which is of relatively long duration and is required to be executed on the site of the client. Contract costing system normally has higher proportion of direct cost. There are frequent problems of cost control because of large scale of the contract. A separate accounts is kept for each contract. Contract costing is normally used in construction projects such as construction of a commercial complex, laying a road, shipping building, etc. This is the contract costing. Next, batch contract costing. Next, cost plus costing. This is the one method of the costing method of the cost plus costing. And operation costing or continuous processing costing. What is the operation costing? What is the continuation costing? Means operation or continuous costing means operation costing is the nothing but a refinement and a more detailed application of process costing. A process may be consist of a number of operations, and operation costing involves cost ascertainment for each operation instead of a process or continuous processing. The ICMA defined continuous processing as the basic costing method applicable where goods or services result from a sequence of continuous or repetitive operations or processes to which costs are charged before being averaged over the units produced during the period. The goods or services produced or standardized the operation are repetitive and continuous. It includes process costing, including costing for joint products and byproducts, operating or services costing, and output costing. This is the continuous costing method. First of all, unit output costing. What is unit output costing? It is a costing method where the organization produce only a single product. Consequently, the whole production process is geared to the one product, and it's frequently highly mechanized. The object of this method is to ascertain the total cost and the cost per unit of output. For example, cement, mines, quarries, dairies, bricks, etc. The example of industries using the unit and output costing method. It is also called single costing method. Number 2, process costing. What is process costing? Process costing is a method of costing where production follows a series of sequential processes. The various processes are distinct and well defined. Costs are accumulated against each process cost center. Accurate records are maintained for number of finished goods and number of unfinished goods, work in progress, normal and abnormal losses at each process, etc. As the processes are in a sequence, the output of one process is charged as input for the next process. Procedures are clearly defined for separating cost in the event of two or more products being simultaneously produced by a particular process. It is applied in oil refining industry, chemical industry, textile industry, food processing industry, and many other industries used in process costing. Next, service costing or operating costing. Service or operating costing. It is a method of costing of specific services. It is applied to transport undertakings, hotels, hospitals, colleges, power supply, companies, etc. A particular difficult in case of operating costing is to define realistic cost unit that represents a suitable measures of service provided. A composite cost unit such as passenger kilometers or patient days are more relevant and hence more commonly adapted service costing. Next, multiple costing or composite costing. It refers to application of more than one costing method in case of the same organization. More than one costing method in case of the same organization. It is suitable in case of organization producing a number of unrelated products or components required to be assembly into a final product. It is necessary to ascertain the cost of each component. Automobile factories, watch factories and other industries requiring large scale assembly are example of industries where multiple costing is used. These are the costing methods, mainly two type, specific order costing and operation costing or continuous processing. Specific order costing, job costing, batch costing, contract costing, cost plus costing. And operation costing, output costing, process costing and service costing and composite costing. Next, classification of cost. Classification of cost. So many classifications, so many types of cost. Classification of classes. Classification is the process of grouping costs according to their common characteristics. It is a systematic placement of like item together according to their common features. There are various ways of classifying cost are given below. Each classification serves a different purpose. First, classification into direct and indirect cost. Classification into direct and indirect cost. First of all, classification direct and indirect cost is classified into direct and indirect cost on the basis of their identificability with cost units or jobs or process or cost centers. First of all, direct cost. What is direct cost? These are those costs which are incurred for and conveniently identified with a particular cost unit, process or department. Cost of raw materials used and wages of mission operator are common examples of direct cost. To be specific, cost of steel used in manufacturing a machine can be conveniently ascertained. It is therefore a direct cost. Similarly, wages paid to a tailor in a ready-made garments company for stitching a piece of trouser as a direct cost, because it can be easily identified in the cost of a trouser. Next, indirect cost. These are general cost and are incurred for the benefit of a number of cost units, process or departments. These costs cannot be conveniently identified with a particular cost unit or process or cost center. Depreciation of machinery, insurance, lighting, power, rent, managerial salaries, material used in repairs, etc. are common example of indirect cost. For example, depreciation of machine for stitching a piece of trouser cannot be known that it is indirect cost. Next, classification into fixed and variable cost. Cost to behave differently when level of production rises or falls. Certain costs change in sympathy with the production level, while other costs remain unchanged. As such, on the basis of behavior or variability, cost are classified into fixed and variable and semi-variable cost. First of all, fixed cost. What is fixed cost? These costs remain constant in total amount over a wide range of activity for a specified period of time. No change. Specified period of time, no change. That is called fixed cost. That is, these do not increase or decrease when the volume of production changes. For example, building rent, managerial salaries remain constant. This is the fixed cost. Next, variable cost. What is variable cost? Variable cost, these are fixed. These are tend to vary in direct proportion to the volume of output. In other words, when volume of output increase, total variable cost also increase, and vice versa. When volume of output decrease, total variable cost also decrease. The variable cost per unit remain fixed. The variable cost per unit remaining fixed. Next, third, semi-variable and semi-fixed cost or mixed cost. These costs include both a fixed and variable component. That is, there are partly fixed and partly variable. A semi-variable cost has often a fixed element below which it will not fall at any level of output. The variable element in semi-variable cost change in either at a constant rate or in lamps. For example, introduction of an additional shift and in the factory will require additional supervisors, and certain cost will increase by jumps. In the case of telephone, there is a minimum rent, and after a specified number of calls, the charges are according to the number of calls made. Thus, there is no fixed pattern behavior of semi-variable cost. Next, classification into controllable and non-controllable cost. From the point of view of controllability, costs are classified into controllable cost and non-controllable cost. First of all, controllable cost. What is controllable cost? These are the costs which may be directly regulated at a given level of management authority. Variable costs are generally controllable by department heads. For example, cost of raw material may be controlled by purchasing in large quantities. That is controllable cost. Non-controllable cost means these are those costs which cannot be influenced by the action of a specific number of an enterprises. For example, it is very difficult to control costs like factory rent, managerial salaries, etc. Next, classification into historical and predetermined cost. On the basis of time of computation, costs are classified into historical cost and predetermined cost. First of all, historical cost. These are fast cost. Historical cost, fast cost, which are ascertained after these have been incurred. Historical cost or thus nothing but actual cost. These costs are not available until after the completion of the manufacturing operation. This is historical costing. Next, predetermined cost. These are future cost which are ascertained in advance of production on the basis of a specification of all the factors affecting cost. These costs are extensively used for the purpose of planning and control. Historical cost, past cost, and predetermined cost, future cost. Next, classification into normal and abnormal cost. Normal cost may be defined as cost which is normally incurred and expected lines at a given level of output. This cost is a part of cost of production. Abnormal cost is that which is not normally incurred at a given level of output. Such cost is over and above the normal cost and is not treated as a part of the cost of production. Not treated as a part of the cost of production. It is charged to costing profit and loss account. Costing profit and loss account. These are the classification of cost. Next, classification of cost for decision making. Classification of cost for decision making. Sunk cost and shutdown cost. Next, out of picked cost and marginal cost, opportunity cost, replacement cost, notional cost, differential cost, and discretionary cost, conversion cost. These are the classification cost for decision making. First one, sunk cost. What is sunk cost? There are costs that have already been incurred and hence are not relevant for decision making. Not relevant for decision making. This is sunk cost. Sunk cost. Next, second one, out of packet cost. What is out of packet cost? The part of the marginal cost which is required to be actually paid to outsiders is called out of packet cost. It helps in determining the lowest possible price one can quote. Next, opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? It is simple term. It is the earning from the second best alternative. It represents the maximum possible alternative income that would have been earned if the resources were put to alternative use. Next, marginal costing. Marginal cost. It is the total additional cost incurred to produce one additional unit. Normally, it is equal to total of variable cost. Total of variable cost, that is marginal cost. Next, set down cost. What is set down cost? They represents all such costs that will continue to be incurred even if the plant is temporarily shut down. If the plant is temporarily shut down. Next, replacement cost. It is the current cost of replacing an asset or material by purchasing an identical asset or material from the market. This is replacement cost. Next, notional cost. It is a hypothetical cost that is entered in the cost accounts to represent a benefit enjoyed by the organization although no actual costs are incurred. They are also called imputed cost. Inclusion of these cost facilities realistic costing and meaningful cost comparison. Next, differential cost. What is differential cost? Only these costs that change because of a decision or the differential cost with respect of that decision. If there is no difference in cost on account of some change being contemplated by the management, then such costs are not differential cost. If there is an increase in cost on account of the change, the costs are called incremental costs, while a cost that gets reduced is referred to as decremental cost. That is the differential cost. Next, discretionary cost. Discretionary cost, there are costs incurred as per certain policy decisions of the management. They do not have any particular relation to level of activity and can be discontinued by the management at any time. Advertisement to training, development to etc. are the example of discretionary cost. They are also known as managed. They are also known as managed cost or programmed cost. Next, last one, conversion cost. Conversion cost, it is the total cost of converting raw material into finished goods. Total cost of converting raw material into finished goods. Thus, it is the total of all cost constituting cost of production of finished goods except material cost. Except material cost. However, cost accounts also define conversion cost as excess of total cost over material cost. These are the classification of cost for decision making. Decision making. Thank you.